Hello Brianna, this is Shane McCabe down here at Nissan in Cookeville, giving you that quick walk around video on this 2020 Nissan Maxima. It must be fate because as soon as I got off the phone with you, all of this rain stopped and you can see here, looks like it's coming again. But it was perfect timing for me to get out here and make this video for you. So I'm gonna do a quick little bit on the outside, then I'll show you some stuff on the inside here. So first off, you'll see that this thing is beautiful. I love the black on the gray. I think it adds that really sporty, awesome looking tone to the car. But looking at over here, you can see face of these tires is super good condition, really good tread on those tires too. I know this video isn't really going to do that justice, but I'll tell you, they are super nice. On this side of the vehicle, now it has been raining, so it's a little bit hard to see everything, but generally on this color of a vehicle, if there is a big scratch, a dent, a ding, they should stand out pretty well. And I'm really not seeing anything of note. I see a tiny, tiny, tiny little dent right there. Super, super small though. And then you can see here on this face of this tire, really good shape and condition. Same thing with those tires as well. Now coming over here to the front of the car, I think this is where the Maxima shine the most. This thing looks so aggressive and so sporty. I've always loved them. I used to have a 2001 Maxima, and that thing was probably the best car I've ever had. So I have a little bit of a sweet spot in my heart for these cars, and you can see here with these headlights how aggressively shaped those are, and they're these super, super bright LED lights too. So you'll be able to see absolutely everything. It does not do it justice in the daytime seeing these lights. If you see it at night, oh my gosh, it looks so much nicer too. Now you will see here too, there's these little circles, and I'll show you also fog lights there, but there's some other circles that go around the front of the vehicle, and then another one here. Those are gonna work in conjunction with that little triangle there, that's a camera, and that's gonna work for like forward collision assistance, pedestrian detection, things of that nature, all of your cool little safety features, which I'll show you a little bit more when I hop inside the car. And then this rim and tire here, really, really good shape and condition as well. And then this side of the vehicle, I do not see anything to note as far as scratches, dents, dings. One thing I did forget to show you on the mirrors though, is that guy right there. That's actually a camera. That's on both sides, and you also have one in the front and one in the back. It gives you a full 360 camera when you put this thing into reverse, which again, I'll show you when I hop inside the car, but it is so cool, especially backing up in tighter areas and stuff. It makes it so much easier. Now with this being the SR as well, you do get this nice black wing here as well, adding to that just sheer aesthetic of the car, making it look super sporty, super aggressive, and really just completing the full style and look that I think a Maxima should have. That is going to get that there for you. So that's huge benefits there. You can see here it's got these dual tipped exhausts on both sides to again add to that sporty feel of the car. And then here's a couple more of those circles I told you about. Those are backup sensors. They work like a sonar from a bat, so the closer that you get to something behind you, it's gonna start beeping at you the closer you get, and then eventually it'll get so loud that it'll sound like somebody's flatlining, and that generally means just stop going in reverse. Now, however, if you keep going in reverse too far back, it will fully automatically brake for you as well. First couple times that's gonna happen, it's gonna scare the life out of you. It did for me, but I'd rather get a little bit scared from my ABS locking up rather than hitting something in the back and kind of changing the perfect look of this car. So really, really cool feature there. Now you'll see all these little pull tabs here. What's really cool about these is you can pull those, not the ones on the outsides, of course, because these are just like hang stuff. But these ones here, if you pull them, they're going to release those seats back there. So a reason that's really cool is most of the time when you realize you have to put those seats down, it's not when you're back, or not when you're up in the front, it's when you're back here. So it sucks when you have a bunch of stuff in here and kind of teetering and hanging off the edge, and you have to kind of like position it there and then go run over to the other side to set those seats down. Now you don't have to. You just pull these little levers and that's gonna set those seats down, and then you can just push whatever you have up through there. And you can see this trunk space is huge. This is easily a 6 to 7 body trunk, so tons and tons of room inside of here. Let me show you the back seat of this here. Oh, should probably unlock it first. So this is where the aesthetic for the inside really starts to come into play. With this being the SR, you get this really nice orange trim that goes through the car. And then you can see here, you have this like diamond patterned seats, and it just screams class and luxury, which is amazing. Also really goes into help with just the sheer like comfortability of the car, it doesn't matter what seat you sit in, they are crazy comfortable. And then you have the 2-panel sunroof up here as well, which is a huge thing on these. And then here you do have 2 fast chargers in the back. So if you do have any passengers in the back seat here, they can charge their phones with those, and it's going to be so much faster than a normal charger that you'd have in just any other vehicle, really. I find a lot of the times when you're driving and charging your phone, you're only charging it to keep your phone alive, not to gain an actual charge. You are actually gaining it on this, which is huge. One other cool thing to note here before I hop inside, if I hit lock twice, hold the top button on the key for about 5 seconds, she remote starts. So you got remote start as well, which is really, really nice to have. And then also, if you didn't want to use your remote start, you can leave your key in your pocket, purse, anything like that. It does have keyless entry. So right now, the car is locked. If I press that little button there, that then unlocks it. The only thing is you have to make sure the key is within an arm's length of the car, essentially. So if you're not pulling your key out to do remote start, but you're just hopping into like the gas station or something like that, you close the door, hit that button, that'll lock it. You go into your business, come back, hit that button, it unlocks it, allows you to get back into the car. Super nice quality of life feature there. So a couple things I'm going to show you here. Does have a Bose sound system. One of the best sounding sound systems, without a doubt, that's out there. I love Bose. And then above that is this little light here. This is a blind spot monitor. So if somebody's in your blind spot, like right over here, that's gonna light up orange and let you know somebody's there. You also have one on that side as well, and it'll do the same thing for that side. So you got this really cool pattern here. I don't know if the video is gonna do it justice, but it looks so nice. You got the orange stitch. You got power locks, windows, mirrors, and then you got memory position seats. So if you have 2 different people sitting in the seats, you can have 2 completely different settings for that driver in the front seat there. And then here you have full power adjustable seat, forward, backwards, up, down, pretty much every way but left and right. So you should definitely be able to get comfortable in this. And then you can see this super, super nice looking seat. Again, it just completely screams class and luxury in here. Then to show you this seat as well, and when I was telling you on the phone as far as like sheer quality of this vehicle and how the person prior that had this took care of it, you can see that 100%. I won't lie to you, my detail team's all right, but they're not fantastic. So they can only do so great of a job, and I'll tell you, for this to look the way it does here, the people who traded in took a great amount of care of this. This is also one of the more class vehicles that Nissan offers, so the typical buyer for something like this really tends to take a lot of care of it, which is really, really nice. One thing that's hard to really show you, there's an easy in and out feature on these seats. So when you do fully turn on the car, it's going to bring your seat forward to the last set position that you had. And then when I go to get out of the car and turn it off, it'll move the seat backwards. So it's easier for me to swing my legs outside of the car, which is really, really cool. On the steering wheel, it is so crazy comfortable. You get these super huge paddle shifters here for the downshift here, the upshift here. And when I say huge, I mean it. They are massive. Just allows you to have a little bit more control over the vehicle. You get this really cool like suede insert here, which adds to that premium feel and look. It does have a flat bottom. This is not me condoning driving with your knee, but if you did, way easier to do it. Also, if you're on a longer drive, just the sheer position of holding the car here is so comfortable. You do have volume up and down over here, seek and scan, and a couple other buttons to adjust the screen that's up here. And then over here, you've got your cruise control. Now, how I told you, you got the little camera up here, and what that does is it works with this intelligent cruise. So if you're not familiar with it, I'm gonna turn it on here. So I'm gonna hit this little button and pay attention right up here. There's a little bar that changes, 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. So each one of those is essentially a car length. Once you set your cruise, I find 1 is what I personally prefer. But if I had this set to 70 at 1 car length and I'm going down the highway, somebody hops in front of me, which is inevitable. Every single time you set that cruise, somebody does. So you gotta hit your brake and reset it. Here you wouldn't have to, because as soon as you get within that 1 car length of the car in front of you, you're just gonna consistently cruise and pace that car that's in front of you. Then as soon as they get out of your way, you're just gonna go right back up to what you had set. This is probably one of my absolute most favorite features in any newer vehicle in today's day. I think it is fantastic. I absolutely love it. Everything for your lights is going to be over here for switching those. I'll show you how to work those properly when you get down here. Then open the door just to show you these here. So this will pop your trunk. This will turn on or turn off most of your safety features. This right here is a heated steering wheel, which is really, really nice. And then continuing from those quality of life features and luxury features like the heated steering wheel, here you have not only heated seats for both sides, you have ventilated seats as well, which is really, really nice. This is really cool too. So you have this little knob right here. What this is going to do while I'm twisting it, you can see here we're switching between our presets. You could also hit the little menu button, which will then bring you to this menu. And then there's a map button, which is going to bring you up to navigation as well. And then you could use this thing to zoom in, zoom out, kind of go through all the different settings, places. It is so cool. When you are driving, you don't normally have your hand on this gear shift here, so you can have your hand over here, and if you want to switch anything, you could do it all right by here. The sheer ergonomics of this is fantastic. I think they knocked it out of the park. I've actually had people who didn't want to trade in their Maximas because no other vehicles had these, and that was like a huge selling point for them, so it's really, really cool. Then you do have a traction control button here. Then if you want to have a little bit of fun as well, you do get a sport mode, which will really accentuate the way this car handles and drives and feels and really allow this thing to take off. Now that around view monitor that I told you about, this is it here. It is so cool. So you have this backup camera here, and if I turn the steering wheel, it'll pre-forecast your turn. And then over here on this side is where you have your 360 camera. So it's kind of hard to show it right now because I'm not next to anything. So let me try to back up a little bit closer to some cars. Maybe I can see if I can get it in here. So you can start to see over here where some cars start lining up. They say you're not supposed to text and drive. Well, I'm making a video and driving, so I'm taking a little bit casually here. But if you pay attention to this side right here, I'm gonna open this door. You can see how that really shows it because that's that camera that's in that mirror there. So it's a really, really cool, nice quality of life feature there. But I do think that sums up most of it. I'll finish it up with this little bit here. You do have a dual climate control system, so two people can have two totally different climates. And you have this auto feature, which is really, really cool because if you press it in, what it's gonna do is it's gonna work like a thermostat in a house. So because I have it set to 60, if I got above 60, it's just gonna automatically change the climate control to get me back down to 60. Then if the temperature gets below 60, it'll kick on the heat to keep me up there. So it's a set it and forget it kind of feature, which is really, really interesting, really, really cool. But yeah, that's most of the big standout features. I don't want this video to run on too crazy long for you. So if you do end up having any additional questions when you do get down here, please feel free to ask them. I'm more than happy to answer them all for you. But I hope this video does help add a little bit of peace of mind to you and just a little bit more excitement, I guess, of everything to really know, like, holy crap, that's my car. This thing looks awesome. So just wanted to get this over to you. Like I said, if you have any other questions, feel free to let me know. Thank you so much and congratulations again.